Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel. Come back at you, another offering off my sampler platter. Yes, indeed, folks, sampler video series of videos I've been doing for a little while now. I go over there, try out food and drink items. I eat stuff, I drink stuff, then, folks, I'm going to talk about the stuff. I'm going to let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff. That time I'm doing this, folks, I'm not going to lie, my shirt that I'm wearing today seems appropriate for this particular item. But we'll get to that. Folks, it's super simple format. I'm going to go over there, I'm going to try out food and or drink items for you. Whilst I'm doing so, I'm yammering on about it for a bit. Whilst I'm doing all that, I'm inside my truck. And whilst I'm doing all that, folks, I'm wearing a super cool shirt. And folks, when I wear super cool shirts, I always like to highlight the super cool shirt. What super cool shirt am I wearing for you today? Happens to be my Cold Army shirt, specifically for the band Cold. See, they got a spider logo. If you're unfamiliar with the band Cold, though, it's entirely possible. But Cold, they certainly had their heyday for sure, kind of like late 90s, early 2000s, sort of during the nu metal period. That was really when they sort of broke through. They had a little bit of a boost from some members of the band Limp Bizkit. They're friends of theirs, so they went over there and kind of, got them the right connections and stuff like that. They pumped out a badass album with 13 Ways to Bleed on Stage. I had no idea of their Limp Bizkit connection when I first got into them. It was just by happenstance. I found, I was listening to, or watching MTV, back when they used to play music videos, early in the morning. And their, what was it? No One. Their music video for No One came on. And I was just like instantly enthralled. Thought they were badass. And I did kind of take a little bit of a break from them for a while, because they kind of went into a little of a hiatus period. But then just a few years back, they started touring again, doing stuff. They're supposedly working on a new album. So I've been fortunate enough. I've seen them live a few times now. They're a phenomenal live band. If you don't believe me, I have videos of their performances on my channel. You can check them out if you're interested. If nothing else, I'd be more than happy to kind of point you in the right direction as far as their music goes, because I think they're awesome. But anyway, what am I trying for you today, folks? What are we doing here? Well, like I said, it kind of fits in with the cold aspect of my shirt, because, folks, I happen to be doing, boom! It is the winter edition Red Bull flavor. Their iced vanilla berry, officially flavored energy drink. So, yeah, man, obviously, what is it? Red Bull, they go over there, they do their seasonal flavors, although really, they seem to, at this point, just do summer and winter. Like, I didn't see a fall flavor this year. There might have been a spring flavor, but they do seem to kind of pick and choose which ones they want to hit, which is a shame, because I really do feel like it's, I understand you want to keep it out on shelves for long enough for it to sell and everything, but you could do a little crossover period of time, transition from one thing into the other. But let's get a thing for the thing here. Maybe it'll be like that, and we'll kind of like do it like this. Ha 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 ha! And let's give it a go, man. I figured this was coming out pretty soon. We're not even anywhere close to winter, by the way. Like, at the time I'm doing this, it's like October and 70 degrees out, so. Smells nice and berry-y. Ooh. Ooh. I like that. That's very nice. Okay. Typically, I tend to like the like seasonal flavor variants and stuff that Red Bull comes out with. The kind of somewhat ironic part of it is like the fact that like when it comes to actual Red Bull itself, I don't like Red Bull very much. Although they've tweaked the formula over the years. In fact, I remember I was probably around like 18 or 19 or so when they did their first like big major formula adjustment here in North America, because the old stuff I guess tasted even worse. And I remember trying it out when they went over there and rebranded, and I still didn't like it very much. But their flavors I really like typically, and this definitely falls into that. I like this a whole bunch. And it's such an interesting flavor combination, with vanilla and berry. But then you think to yourself, berries and cream works as a flavor combination. But how do you put that into a drinkable energy drink and make that work. Not to mention, they're building on top of the Red Bull formula, so you have to make it work within that sort of citrusy kind of flavor vibe that Red Bull already has. What you end up getting is a really nice, somewhat little bit complicated flavor profile that feels extremely appropriate as a winter-based flavor, because the way that the vanilla works, it doesn't, like, there's a vanilla aspect to it, but I wouldn't say it tastes strongly like vanilla. It's blended in, again, with, like, the fruity aspects and stuff, but what it does is it gives it kind of this nice sort of creaminess to the experience, and, like, a smoothness. And so instead of just having the berry and the citrus, which are obviously sharper flavors, it kind of mellows them out. But at the same time, they still have a little bite. There's still a little, something from those. And so you get this very sort of smooth ride, and it's very kind of almost cooling. It almost reminds me a little bit of like mint, the way that it sort of plays on your tongue. And then, you get these other, you eventually get the sort of berry aspect, which kind of freshens it up a little bit, again, kind of a lively kind of flavor. And then you sort of at the tail end, you get a little bit of that sort of Red Bull citrus. It's really interesting and honestly a really cool flavor combo. I like this a whole bunch. I really like the way that vanilla works in there. That is definitely the linchpin to this whole thing. Because if you take that out, I mean, they already have a berry-flavored Red Bull. And I actually like that one, too. But having that vanilla, you do just, like, even though I said, it was talked about, like, you don't get a huge vanilla hit, like, you do get notes of it. Little kind of here and there and stuff. Like, it's identifiably vanilla. But the way that they've blended it in, like, that's just so smart and so good. I really like that. I like the way that it drinks. I like the way that it tastes. And I like the fact that it feels very sort of wintry. It feels like an appropriate drink for the season they chose. I like this a lot. Okay. Well, 2 questions have to be asked. Would I get it again? Would I recommend it? Yes and yes, like clearly and clearly. In fact, I would go as far as to say, like, this is definitely one of my favorite Red Bull flavors, if not potentially my favorite. Now, that's hard to say, because there's been some ones I've really liked. The pear cinnamon one I really like, too. And if I could pair those up against one another, I could maybe do a, little bit of a comparison, try to see which is my preferred, but I like this one enough, and I don't think I've ever done this for a Red Bull flavor. Folks, I'm calling this one the business. And if you're unfamiliar with what that term means, when I use that term for a product, that means that effectively I feel like that product is pretty much perfect. Like, you can maybe tweak a little bit here or there, do a little bit, but like it's fundamentally and structurally just exactly what it needs to be. And that's what I feel like this is. And I feel like it's very smart flavor combinations, very smart implementation of said flavor combinations. And then, again, just being able to tie it into that season and having it feel very appropriate. It's just, bit my tongue. It's all very smart. Like, whomever came up with this whole thing, seriously, you have my kudos, because like this is a great flavor of Red Bull, and it is genuinely something that I like a bunch, and I would 100% get again. If I'm recommending it, of course I'm recommending it. I just called it the business. I'm not going to call it the business for no reason, damn it. That has weight in my extremely small part of the internet YouTubes. I'm at almost 1,400 subscribers, though. Yay! But no, I mean, there's genuinely no reason not to try this one. It's probably not going to be for everybody, I'm sure, but like, just the blend of sweet, creamy, sort of, again, a little bit of a bite from the berry and stuff like that. It takes you on a little bit of a journey, and it's a really nice journey. I mean, I can't even say like, well, maybe for some people it'll be a little too weird. I don't think so. I really do think that they've implemented this in such a way that anybody can enjoy it. But 5 things before I get out of here. Have yourself a great rest of your day, spectacular rest of your week, monumental rest of your month, stupendous rest of your year. Folks, go over there yourselves a truly Red Bull Winter Edition tastic rest of your life, I guess, because damn. Final two things. Number one, try to bring some positivity into the world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated. But what you do if you can't do it all the time, I know I can't do it all the time. Here's what you're going to do, folks. You're going to try not to be an asshole. Folks, it's not always the easiest thing in the world to not be an asshole. Trust me. I know it. I live it. I'm out there every day with you in it. Life can be stressful and frustrating and just bullshit sometimes, folks. And when we find ourselves in situations where we have to deal with said bullshit, it's important we go over there whenever possible. Take a step back. Try to mitigate the level of assholishness in our lives. Hopefully, do better for ourselves and for those around us. Very final thing, folks, do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. Folks, do you have a favorite flavor of Red Bull? I'm getting tired. I'm starting to slur my words a little bit. Like I said, I mean, for me, I was never a big fan of the original stuff, but then when they finally started putting out the flavor varieties, I immediately took to the berry flavor of like that. Then they had like the apricot one that I've really enjoyed. Like, I always like it when they decide to keep one of their flavors around, I hope they keep this one out. I really do, because this one's exceptional. But, I'd be interested to hear what you have to say. Anyway,